G'day, good evening. Thanks for listening. This is a show focusing on plant science, soil science, and microbiology. Information is for educational and scientific purposes and it's fact-checked. Any of the websites or papers discussed will be put in the description below. And today is a show that I don't know what the topic is. So if you're watching this back, please fast forward until you see the screen change. That means the slides have happened. Until then, I'll give it 2 minutes for cool folk to arrive, like Genetic Memory Farms. It says g'day. Hope everyone's well. Just getting some gardening, trimming done while the missus is away. Lovely. How you doing? Doing all right, thank you. Struggling on. 420 Fred. Hello. So another 45 seconds and I'll start. So if you got any suggestions for any topics today, please put them in chat. Another 15 seconds. No, it's not. It's 15 seconds now. Somebody's maths whack. And go. 2 minutes. So I don't have a topic for today. So if you're listening, please put suggestions into chat so we can have something to discuss. So at the moment, I don't know what to discuss. I know that my studies are going pretty good. Wrapping up the semester. Doing pretty good. I'd expect to pass all the exams again. She had a lecture the other day on spirulina. That was pretty cool because it was a full lecture on spirulina. And I culture spirulina, so that was interesting. Thought I'd share with you. What else can I talk about? I can say that I'll be more organised in, 3 to 4 weeks' time, because that's when my university finishes again. The exams are on the, mid to late October and early November. So I'll have more time then. And then the blooming, can you believe that the neighbour's going to be spraying his glyphosate again in a few weeks' time? Hey, Genetic Memory Farm says, from what I hear, Australia is doing very well picking up all the corn, soy and beef contracts the US lost from China. Fair play. We did it to ourselves. Hopefully Aussie ag benefits all round. Yeah, our Australia's trading partner is with China. I think 3/4 of our trade comes from China because it just goes north. We're on the same time frame. And what else can I say? The beef and all the agriculture, that all goes there. They really, they just buy stacks of it. I don't know what else to say. We're in the market of doing it. We've had a lot of rain, so the fields are sufficient with water so you can feed the stock and produce produce. Yeah. sorry, I don't know what else to really add with that. What I hear. Yes, I'm not involved in the selling bit, to be honest. I haven't done any real thing in that area. GMF says, I cannot understand the fascination why with glyphosate. It doesn't even work that well unless everyone does it, and then you poison the water. One of the worst things America invented was modern ag techniques. Yeah, well, around here, everybody does it, mate. That's the way of Australia farms. And even when you put it into Google, glyphosate comes up as it's safe in Australia. And the studies that I've got, that I've been handed from my professor in India, aren't on the Australian, when you Google it, they don't come up. I had to put them in separately, and then they came up, and you read about the actual, how bad it is, how it poisons the ground to table water, how it can last for decades, how it affects the insects and microbes through the shikimate pathway. It's putrid. And people around in Australia, they're getting lied to, the truth. So that's why everybody uses it, mate. And the neighbours here again, they've sprayed 6 months ago, and they're spraying again 6 months, every 6 months. And I've dug channels around my perimeter. I've got a 4-inch trench around the perimeter. It's the Australian way. There you go. It's even the government do it. They got different numbers of Roundup. Roundup's banned in many countries in the world, not Australia. How do they kill the grasses? How can you do it? Oh, they'll burn it in Australia, or they'll poison it. That's why the Australian soil is shit. It's extremely infertile and not good. You don't get told this stuff because it comes across as all the positives, but that's the truth. I see it. I'm here. My neighbours whinge about why their agronomists can't grow things in their fields, because they poison it every 6 months. Oh, but it goes away instantly, is what they've been told. That's what Dad said. That's what I've been, because they said we can plant seeds straight away and they grow. I said, there you glyphosate resistant seeds. They go, oh. So anyway, GMF says, sorry to hear it, but really need an ag companion to fight it. You guys are an island, so you have a good chance of fighting it. Yeah, I know this. Remember when I said to the agricultural shop about organics, where's your organic inputs? The reply was, organics is new to Australia. That's why I don't do well here, because I'm in the 1% again of the organics. Strongly only use organics, and people they can't understand it, how it cycles, how nutrients cycle, how you can immobilize them, blah, blah. So it's, that's why I appreciate you folk out there who listen, because at least there's someone who's on my side, someone who supports organic growing and maintaining the earth. GMF says, do you guys have earthworms in Australia? Yeah, they're here. We got the 3 types of earthworms. I saw a massive big aniac earthworm the other day, which I got rid of. I gave to the chooks, because remember the 3 earthworm types, only the first 2, the epigiac and endogiac, are good for the breaking down of the saprophytes, because the other one, the aniac, it eats worm castings. So they're here, mate, but they're in my field. I got lots of them because I produce them, and they'd be in the neighbour's field too, but they're just infertile. Like an example is about, I was seeing their soil chart, and they're 10% depleted in sulfur. Turns out burning, stubble burning, is 9%, releases 9% back into the atmosphere, or gets rid of it, volatiles it. It's just hard when, just hard. That's why I got my little boundary. I focus inside my boundary, mate. And that's it. My garlic's powering. Absolute. My garden is insanely faultless. So that's what I really focus on. It more so amazes me with how the nutrients and the microbes are cycling and working together to give me amazing results, to be honest, in such a short time with this infertile, oh, not infertile, with the substrate that's not really the best. It could be better. GMF says, would a large-scale earthworm operation potentially improve soil conditions? Yes. Maybe a campaign to increase organic matter across Australia, or a soil program to teach kids in school composting. Yeah, they've done that with, there's some good shows on that. The ABC did that, and they did it on recycling, on how to, they involved the high school kids. They did the war against, what's it called? War against recycling, war against rubbish. Craig Rucastle, he's a really good environmentalist that hosted those shows. So yeah, they're heaps, mate, but people don't, Australia's too fast-paced. Look at where the populations are. They're only in a few cities. And the cities are massive, massive, like 5 million in Sydney, 3 million in Brisbane. There's half of Australia's population. Just so it's too fast-paced. No one's got the space. The government here have designed it so people live in apartments now, and you've got to buy off the government. You can't produce your own food. You've got to buy. You've got to buy everything. They've created good business opportunities, but for the poor person, it's struggle on. And now, because people have to fend those ways, they can't grow and support the ways that they should now. And they're starting to do little tiny indoor gardens and little hanging gardens, vertical gardens, little tiny stuff like that. But because people realise that this is a problem, but they don't know how to get out of it. Australia's really, that's why I live rural, mate, because I don't want to go into it about me, but large-scale earthworm is excellent. And there's not enough people doing it. Remember, you can even make your own out of bamboo, like they have in India. They've got multi-tiered ones in bamboo that they made that just, it's a job. There's too many people in Australia are in the cities and they can't expand, or they haven't got commercial opportunities through land. Yeah. But that's why I don't really focus much on Australia, mate, because it's, I'm sorry, Australia needs help. And from my little bit, I can't do anything. People, as you've seen from the past, they sort of shy away from my organic practices. They'd rather support the marketing and the big man and the ease of it. That's more so what it is. It's very laborious to do organics. You have to put heaps of effort in. And not many people want to do that. They haven't got the time because they live in the cities. They've got to do other stuff. It's a shame. That's why I focus on my garlic and my miniature goat breeding. And that's me. And I have an amazing produce. So my edible garden feeds me every month of the year. Which it does. Yes, but poor old Australia, good luck to them. They know that they've got to change into organics, They don't know how to. People in the universities here aren't really teaching the correct ways to go about it. They only offer very limited education in Australia with the handful. There's 90 odd universities, and they offer limited subjects. They all offer virtually the same ones. You have to do, if you want to take an agricultural degree, you've got to do law, you've got to do maths, English, all this sort of stuff, where my pathway through plant science has been only plant science, soil science, and microbiology. Oh, it's been a little bit of deviations, but not much. So it's pretty much topic focused is my point. Where in Australia, they don't have much studies in that, so it's very limited. The person that runs, I shouldn't be bloody telling you all this. Oh, good, change the subject. GMF says, what's AM mean? I don't know what that means. It doesn't come up on the screen, just in the live chat. GMF says, I have always heard you can use goat manure and rabbit as a top dress, i.e. it will not nitrogen burn. Have you found this as well? Yes. It's because chook manure, which gives those results as raw product, is diluted. It's not as bound up. The chook poo has uric acid in it as well, which is the urine part, so it's a bit more water diluted, so it breaks down a lot faster, where the goat and the rabbit is more bound up. It's in like pellet form. Well, it is pellet form, and you've got to do an effort to separate it. So if you were to put the two in a jug next to each other, chook poo on the left and goat or rabbit on the right, you'd see the chook will dilute extremely fast and the rabbit and goat won't. Oh, I'm really good at summarising the answers. There's the answer. Wish I could talk more about it because it's a great topic. Manure's everything. That's what feeds everything. We have to give back to the earth that's going to supply to us. I'll use my example again as the neighbours. They don't give back. They go and put urea. So they add 3 molecules, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and I think there's trace of calcium in it, magnesium. And that's about it. There's plenty of other elements that they've forgotten about. So they go and kill the soil, and that's all they put back in. But they want to try and grow ryegrass, for instance, for their cattle. So manure is really good for giving back. And then you look at the types of manure too. I actually wrote, oh yeah, a good topic. I wrote it down. It was from a lecture the other day. I added to my NPK list. Oh, actually, let's pull up the slide because this is really good. Because that's really high. What's he talking about? I'm talking about NPK organics. I found a new one, which isn't. I'm going to have to bear with me here. Industrial Biotech, week 9. I think that was it. All right. So I'll look up a new NPK. So share screen. I don't know where this is either. Oh, it's right here. Ha! So the dry yeast composition, this is for making massive amounts of, this is industrial biotechnology. So if you want to produce a lot of yeast, you can. And yeast is also used as a feedstock, and they're just talking about different grades. So this one here, on the right here, N nitrogen, 8.5, phosphorus 2.5, K down the bottom, 8.2. So the NPK is 828. That's insane for organic. So dried yeast. And you, GMF, would know about the Candida and the Saccharomyces genres for the yeast. So if you can source kilos of that, which you can very cheaply, because it's produced for 800 to 1,000 rupees. Oh, that doesn't mean much. $8 to $10 US dollars it's produced per kilo. And I couldn't believe it. And if you use cane molasses as a substrate, it's got a lot of composition that is used for the carbon. Well, it's got a good carbon source, nitrogen source, and the vitamins and minerals. And that's the four things you really need for multiplication of cells. So by using the cane molasses, you can see here it's N 0.5, P 0.07, K 2.2. So even that, cow manure is 0.5, 0.8, 0.5. So even cane molasses is better organic NPK fertilizer than, or you could say it's pretty much the same. And yeast, oh, power on. What's one of my comparatives? Groundnut cake is a 7:1. Yeast is an 8. I don't think I have an 8. Goat manure, 1.31 to 3. Cow dung, 0.3. Oh, 0.1, 0.1. Holy mackerel. Yes, the cow manure is virtually got nothing in it. Cane molasses is better than cow manure. That's the extract, the off product you get, the residue, the afterbirth, whatever you call it, from producing sugarcane. What's sun hemp? 2.3, 0.5 to 2. Neem meal is 5 is to 2, 1.5 is to 2. Chicken poo is 5 to 1. Typical material. Oh, that's if you want to multiply it. So it's if you want to produce 1 kilo of yeast, this is how you do it. That's the ingredients, the exact ingredients as you can see. And then it goes, if you want to work it out. It's really good, this course. He's very talented, this professor. Recovery, you know all about fodder yeast. Oh, that'll do anyway. Oh, spirulina, isn't it? It was 43. Oh. And they talked about mine. I got Arthrospira So stoked. It's a superfood. And look at that. It's got more protein than beef, chicken, and soybeans. Can you believe that? And I produce this organically. It's a superfood. It's a spin out. You can do it too if you want. I've still got to pull it up under the microscope. Can't wait to compare this slide to it. It should look like that. And its name suggests it's spirals. Spirochetes. So yeah, it looks like a thread. So it'd be cool. It'd be something for me to do down the track. They got raceway ponds where they produce. There it is, the price, 600 to 1,000 rupee per kilo. I said 800 to 1,000. Sorry about that. Yeah, it just grows from the sunlight, carbon dioxide. So cool. There are different ways. Look how they do it, because this is getting taught in India. So they show you like the ways that you can do yourself. I love it. Instead of spending thousands of dollars and buying your own. Who's got money these days? That's the way they're working on. quite a few of these are from this bloke here, Professor Desborough. He works with a lot of the antenna farm and quite a lot of people overseas producing all of these. Quite a few of these he works with. He's very knowledgeable. But yeah, spirulina's the go. Industrial production. Anyway, change subject, sorry. Sounds like your neighbours need to learn the law of return if they can go and get beep. I make it to a point of returning everything. I can posting. Yeah, I've given up on them, mate. Hey, look, there's yield source. Hello, yield source. Hope you're doing well. What are some bro sciences that you feel have not been debunked yet? Mate, it's everything. That's a good question. But it's nearly everything. Everyone's got an opinion these days because they've heard it from someone else, and then they've gone on the grapevine and they've forgotten a few topics, a few key points, and it's sort of sad. It's sort of negative. I don't really get into that. I just like to shed light on the subject, or some slides that I've got that I can enlighten people with. Because I forget some stuff too sometimes. Like before, I said it was 800 to 1,000 rupee. It was 600 to 1,000 the cost. So I'm not a computer or anything, so it's too common. It's a shame. What about you? Have you heard anything? Here we go. How about shedding light on 60-60 drying? Well, for those, that's 60% fat, 60% moisture and 60 Fahrenheit. That is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. So that's what they reckon is the best to dry out the conditions. And the reason is you want to do it, doing it fast, it might not allow the process to, like wine. If you allow it to age, it allows those processes, the enzymes to break down and everything to age properly. Fall in the face and get a lot smoother and crisper. The flavors come out and that sort of stuff. Same with drying, I believe. And doing it that slower way, it allows for the processes to be fine-tuned, so the outcome's perfect. And I agree with that. Yeah, but to do that, you've got to be at 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks at that temperature. So it's not a fast thing, and you've got to have space to do it. People I used to know used to have spare rooms for it. You just do it in the room, just leave it go, leave the dehum on, and just let it go for that duration, and it used to come out perfect. I used to have a room as well, and I ended up getting the dehum in it and did the same thing at the end. That was pretty good. But I got a video on how to do it fast. You can do it fast, but I'm pretty sure if I was to do a test on that the terpene profile would be, and the flavonoid profile would be changed, and it would be changed enough to be, might go from 2% to say 1%, or it would be dropping a bit anyway. So the drying is extremely, extremely important. It's not enough focus has been put on it because it's too easy to wreck. To dry perfectly, I say that when you smell your flowers, they should be smelling exactly the same when they're dried to have a perfect dry, so they can enter into the next phase. I've seen so many times that doesn't happen, and that's just a personal thing for me. I've heard other people say, what, that never happens. Well, that's what you've got to try and fine tune. So the drying can come into it and you can get that outcome where it retains all the properties that you want. Yeah. Post. Let's have. I'll pull up a course I did on Post-harvest operations. Post-harvest operations and processes of fruit and vegetables. Do you have any slides on freeze drying? Let's have a look. Yes, there is some on freeze drying. The best way to dry, because I asked my professor, is screen, microwave vacuum. This is a pretty good course. This goes into heavy detail on what you're talking about the different losses, curves and preventative measures, pH, transport operations. What should we go through? These are the handy slides down the bottom. Drying, actually. I'll show them right into these. Food quality loss. All produce following harvest loses some quality. So it's just how you handle it after it's been chopped down. He was pretty good, Professor Harry. Anyway, typical food. I'll go through it faster than this. Yeah, control of the water activity level. That's extreme. That's another topic in itself. I've gone on about this so much. This is like an updated curve, 2018. This one shows enzymes as well, which is even excellent, because not many of them show enzymes. They just show the normal bacteria and fungus. But yeah, they have the enzymes as well. It's really cool. Removal of water. Yeah, well, you've got to remove the water, otherwise it starts to grow the bacteria and whatever cells are in there. Pasteurization, that's how to get rid of them. What was the question again? Freeze drying. Oh, even thawing. Can you believe it? When you thaw stuff back out, it has properties that can be reintroduced and reactivated. What foods can be irradiated? Here's your dosing amount of what's it measured in? Kilograms. Kilograms. Radiolysis of water. So it's using radioactivity to kill water, things in water. Washing procedure. Air tables. Spiral gravity. Electronic noses, that was rad. How cool is that? They got e-tongues too, electronic tongues. Just to grade systems, how to work out so you're not guessing anymore. Intelligent packing, yeah. They got some good ones too. Bioactive packaging that changes color when things go on inside. So cool. Edible coatings, yeah, you can eat the packaging. Come on, get onto the... This is so interesting, as you can see nearly every slide. Little technology. Some studies showing hurdle, plant food, examples of traditional microbes growing, different water rates. Yeah, this is interesting. How you cut fresh produce, things change. polyphenols, anthocyanins, flavonols, phenolic acids, all these sorts of stuff, neutral aspects, all things differ after you cut it. So I love this stuff. Quality change of fresh foods. Isn't that interesting, eh? So after chopping any of these things, they break down. The browning effect. Processing. Storage, no. Packaging. Blended beverages. Come on. No, the slides are here. They're pretty good. Refractometers. pH, color, turbidity, chemical properties, flavonoid contents, absorbic acids, tartric anthocyanins. Can you even work out that? Pretty cool, isn't it? So many good properties. Microbial properties. Oh, good thing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get there. Here we go. Drying's performed under a vacuum. The vacuum spray drying. That's from a liquid into a sprayer. Freeze drying, here you go. Freeze drying occurs in two stages, sublimation and desorption. So the first bit is when it goes colder. The second bit, and when the water off the top gets removed. And that's a good way. It's very fast too. See the final moisture content though? 1 to 3%. So do you really want that? It's low. This might be good for product, not for flour. 2018. The rate of freeze drying affects the quality of the product because freeze drying produces small ice crystals which do little damage to the structure of the product, but they leave behind very small pores and capillaries which offer a greater resistance to the passage of vapor. Slow freeze drying produces large crystals and they make rapid drying possible. But large crystals damage cells, produce separation and denaturing of proteins. Let's see if there's any questions. That's heat as well. Mass transfer of freeze drying. Oh no, that's the mass transfer of the heat transferring in liquid, and then you've got to get the liquid out. The water vapor is transferred through the dry layer. Angle of response, want to get technical. The angle of response is defined as the angle at which a material will rest on a stationary heap. Morphology, getting a bit detailed now, isn't it? Packaging and storage of the food powders. Fruit leather. All right. Processed fruit leather. Microwave, hydro, diffusion, and gravity. This is the best techniques he told me was the microwave vacuum technique. That's the way that the market will be going down the track, because I asked him exactly your question. Oh, if you want to see that question, I'll just stop for a sec. Oh, get stuffed. I'm not sharing. It doesn't say share. Oh, no. Oh, yes, it does. Did something go wrong there? stop sharing for a bit. I've got to go and read a bit. Give me a bit. Oh, wow. Funny you mentioned drying, because I am loading now dry to speak. I have 2 of them. They work great. It takes 4 days. Oh, there you go. There's another technique. GMF technique. He says, I constantly question myself about when to chop. I always think to myself, should it go another day? Should it go another week? Plant maturity is the key. And do it early in the morning before it's ready to release all of its compounds to fight all of the its daily predators and attractants. Yield Source says, have you ever gotten a plant taste, chlorophyll taste? Yeah, that's the hay taste. That's when it dries too fast and retains its. You get it's like a leaf taste. And does drying that fast require a longer cure? Cure should be about the same. GMF says, oh yes, over 30 years of growing, definitely tasted chlorophyll before. I find it really just speeds up the initial dry, and that is all. Everything else is the same as old school. Hang just faster. Nice, thanks, my friend. Good to hear. GMF says, I like my herbs now so much that I have 2. And I've never broke jars. 4-ish days. Yes, well done. I'm the same. I just check it. Next day, it's all good. Okay. It's not good, it'll tell you. But I've considered right out of the dryer, and it's still good. Huh? So many techniques, hey? It's so rad. I'll get you that video is on my. I'll show you. This might be a bit hard, not hard, but bear with me. So I'm going to go to. We're going to go to my playlists, and I'm going to show this. Yes, there's 2 different things: plant maturity and flower maturity. So different stems mature at different stages, but the plant maturity is what is the key. Here's that video if you really want to look at playlists. I was done a while ago too. A few years ago I did that. I'll put it in the, because it's a really cool one. And it asks your exact question to a professor who teaches it. Come on. Here we go. There it is. Post-harvest operations, unlisted. Let's make it public now, eh? Public. There you go. You can look at them all. And the video you want, videos. Where's the one with me in it? One of 30. Is that it? Is that it? Oh, yeah. 60 bloody one videos. It was a live. Because it was just me and him talking. It was bloody excellent. Fair income. It's not at the start. It was ages through. It was up near the end, if anything. There's one. There's another. All right. There's one. There's the other. I don't know which one it is. You have to watch it. and see which one I'm in. I'll be in both, but which one was the question? I'm trying to find for you. Here we go. Might be this one. The exam. CO2 levels. Yes, this is it. It's this one, I think. So right here. So 31 minutes, so you could hear him talking about. Why can't you hear him now?
If you have any question or any query related to the course, microbial reduction cell is also updated in the some of the research journal. There are a few publications on this issue, this aspect, and we have shared many example of this. There is from Australia. I don't know so these are the some of the given.
Something else is playing. Oh, it's this one playing. I'll put both of these in. Oh, here we go. Would the microwave assisted drying get the product temperature to, say, 80 Celsius at 15 minutes? He's talking about it right now then.
In the France, they are making good quality. In fact, we have one, but this is not chicken they are making. You see that when in Kolkata, Kolkata, but they are working on this type of equipment.
So he says we are working on this type of equipment.
But I'm not very sure. What is the cost and all?
You'll have to watch it back to. I'm not going to. I'll leave these. I'll put this one and this one in the chat description below. And this playlist is now live. So if you want to go back and look at any of this, there'll be one lecture on each topic. So for instance, the microwave, the packaging, you'd go in, there's modified atmospheric packaging, smart packaging technology. Anyway, that's where the video is. But I consumer right air dry plant maturity. GMF says, yeah, but what maturity? Purely based on cloudy heads, based on stamen going dry or red, based on watching leaf tips. Cool. I go under slightly bluer, which is good at the end. So how you'll notice I can answer that very fast. An easy way to tell is when the pot is heavy. So when you keep going round and you're checking the pots each time every second to third day, as you do, it'll go round and you'll be checking it and it'll stay heavy. And then you'll look at the stamens and they'll think, oh, all the pistils, and they'll be all red. And you'll go, what's going on? Well, that's the plant's died. It's finished its life cycle. No more new growth is happening. That's what you want to, the stage in where the plant has reached its full maturity and when it's going to start and break down after that. And so I can summarize all that for you. I hope that helped. GMF says, yes, yield source. GMF knows his stuff, mate. If you're looking for someone who can lean onto as well. Good sorts. Thanks for finding the video. Can you shed light on the organic versus synthetic? Oh, yeah. That's nearly a topic in itself. GMSs, yield sources. You can really run that. Yep. Thanks, GMF. Organic and synthetic nutrient debate. It's called the growth differential balance hypothesis. That's a paper on that. And there's no the comparison is humongous. If you want to win competitions, you won't be going to the second. You'll be going the first route, and you'll be finding everything will be enhanced. And you'll go, what? Just because you got maybe a slightly smaller yield of 5%, but everything's enhanced? What? Yeah, so yeah. That was one of the cup winners' secrets, he told me. But quality, the catechin level in tea is measured on that. The ORAC, organic rating capacity level in fruit, is measured on that. Flavonoid terpene content is totally different on both. There's some quite good papers to go through on that. That's a whole show. Would you like me to do it? How about we do that next show? Organics. I'll write that down now. What do you reckon? Can you tune in next week? Oh, here's something cool too. Trench agriculture was something that I learned through the week too, which was something new. What do you reckon? Yield source, GMF, and everyone else? Next show would be great. Okay, cool. So I'm going to write that down now before I forget. What do you even say again? Organic versus synthetic nutrient debate. Ahead, right. That sounds good. The organic versus nutrient. What do you call it? Nutrient what? Nutrient debate. Yeah, the debate. I like that bit at the end. Science is so cool. All right, that's the next show. Rad. Thanks for that, mate, too. Good stuff. It's going to be good. So that would be good, yeah. I'll bring my Source Club with. Okay, cool. Oh, you got 200 members now. Holy mackerel, it's just time flies. Well done. Always down. Maybe it should, you can come up on the panel, but you have to really watch your words, though, because there's no swearing, there's no, we talk about agriculture and flowers and stuff here. That's the only thing. So when words come out, you can write whatever you want in the chat, but that's what I mean with the words, because I've had a few people have come up and they just slip a few words. Bang, I get a blooming monetary strike. I can't get it monetized. So you're welcome. We can try that too. Yeah, that'd be great. I like that. That's cool. That's next week's. Because, yeah, 53 minutes have been going for now. And if I start going into that, I'd be skimming through it. I'd go too fast through it. And that's worthwhile of a whole hour. It's it's quality of life for humans it will come into that. It's a big health thing as well. I'll go into the different adulterants that are in the fertilizers that are bioaccumulated in the plants that have been sold and consumed by people too. It's really sad because marketing liars are out there. Things are untested and uninspected these days. It's humongous. That's really, really big. I like that topic. You learnt too, mate. You'd be up there. It's a lot easier doing it this way because at least you can get some. Might only be getting paid cents, but at least every episode you might get 20 or 50 cents or something. That's what I get. Yeah, that'd be good fun. Sounds good. I like that debate because I'm right up with the organics at the moment. And even the last, like I just showed today with the 2 new editions of the dried yeast as an organic input. that's, wow, can't wait to try that one. Plus, there was a test I looked into adding yeast as a microbe, and there was something a while ago that I remember, it was Saccharomyces that I looked at, that it did, which I wasn't happy with. So I thought, oh, I don't want this as a live microbe, but as the dried powder to be broken down with its contents that are immobilized in it is humongous. So that might be a bit of a iffy one if you want to try and throw yeast into your biofertilizers. GMF says, it is our food, which should be our medicine. Yes, I feel better when I eat what I grow. It's just so much different. It really is so much different. And next week we'll really debunk that. It'll prove to you why and how important that actually is. And putting the extra effort in your garden. People that even live indoors, they can have the hanging gardens, vertical gardens, the outdoor deck garden, windowsop garden, little tiny herb plants. It's so beneficial. Even it might be one strawberry plant that you have that might be hanging next to the window. You only eat a few strawberries a month. There's still some organic goodness that you've gotten that has so much better minerals, vitamins, enzymes, and all of the goodness that you're really looking for that's natural, that's not going to be harmed and broken down. There's no pesticides, herbicides, nothing to deform the pathways that are going to inhibit or stop the microbes doing their thing. It's so important. It's the more I learn about it, the more of the organic pathway is the way. No wonder why our people didn't get cancers. They didn't have any of these problems. Anyhow, I won't go on about it now. It's huge. It's huge. The benefit from my studies was I always thought I can grow my own rad produce, and now I'm learning about why it's important. The more I get into it, I love it. I still got many years of study. I'm getting on the age, and I've got many years to go. My 5 subjects I did this semester. Well, full-time university is 4 subjects, they say. I did another 5 this semester. I'll probably do some more. Who knows next, but I really like it. So, yeah, it's going to be really good next week's show for that fact about why growing your own is so, so important in all areas. And I wonder if we can even go into that try and remind me, we'll go into the post-harvest operations to show about what happens once you cut a product, the fruit and veg as well. You saw a bit skim of today about how it's just giant. Now that they've done the tests on it, on how the food starts to degrade so fast and the different enzymatic reactions that occur from those is huge. You can use it to your benefit too by sweetening fruit naturally, because you'll start that, what's the pathway called? The sugar pathway, that one. You'll start that breakdown of that pathway, which will, so for instance, if you get a bit of fruit and you bruise on the outside, it'll start and break down, the enzymes will start and rupture, and that'll start and break it down fast and age it quicker, which produces more sweetness, which is the sugar. So you can use it to an advantage in that sense. So that's one way, like the opposite end of the spectrum. But I won't go on anymore. I really look forward to it because health's everything. We are at health. So the better health that we can get, the better off we're going to be, the less stress we've got. There's another course just to add to that is on doing the science of happiness and well-being this semester. And that just goes on different pathways that you activate mentally. So this, what you're talking about here, is the physical pathways from the medicine that we have, that the fruit and veg that we put into our bodies and the meat that we consume. It's actually an interesting thing I learned through the week too about the meat that we consume. Did you know that if you get yeast produced from Candida genus, it smells like meat. So if you're looking for a meat substitute, get some yeast from the genus Candida and cook that, add it to your meal, add it to something, I don't know, even culture it yourself, but the outcome is exactly smelling like meat, the professor was saying. So I thought that would be interesting too for those vegetarian folk. Or if you might want to, might be something to your partner loves a big steak or something. You go, all right, chop this steak up and, oh, wow, it does taste like meat in this meal. That's the Candida yeast, or Candida. Candida, yeah. Interesting stuff. Equalizer 420. Hello, Equalizer 420. Next, you jumped in right at the end of the stream, mate. Next week's going to be a good stream. I hope you can join us then too. Your source has made a good suggestion on the great debate, organics versus synthetics, nutrients. He's put in at the end, nutrients. But it all comes down to the outcome and the pathways that are activated from the different inputs that you get. So it's going to be cool because it's those poor synthetic folk, just because they get a better yield and nothing goes wrong. And yes, there's many ways to grow, as you know, but it's to do about values at the end, medicinal values, properties that are going to be potentially higher than others. Cup winners, as you might say. Organics is the way. Yes, GMF. I reckon that's too, mate. Even though it's harder, and I don't buy organics because I can't afford it, but definitely growing it. Your source, I'm going to go grab some info on the liquid nutes labeled organic. Is it as good as soil? This is where it's going to come into it, mate, because those people, they tell you everything. They'll even lie a bit. Remember, the cigarette people. I can quote it because it's Monson. Something Brown, no. Anyway, back in the 80s, they lied under oath, they're scientists, and then they got found out in the 90s that they did lie under oath. They said, yes, we did lie under oath. So it's just people's word. It's hard to trust. So the manufacturers, especially them, really lie. I email a lot of people and they don't reply to me. I say, blah, 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 blah. That can't be true. Blah, blah. They just don't reply. Oh, your product microbe. Why should I add your microbe product every 3 weeks? Don't microbes reproduce? What is this, a small dilution rate did you give me? All these sorts of things that people just want to write, mate. So it's, yeah, it'll be interesting and fun. Can organic nutrients in cocoa compared to soil? Well, organic nutrients, off the top of my head, ask it next week because we'll be in the swing of things. Can organic nutrients in cocoa be different? Well, there's different amounts of organic matter quickly in the soil. So they'll be bound up differently. Like ammonium, NH plus is attracted to a negative anion. In the soil, there's lots of anions, positions available. In the cocoa, there mightn't be as many. So that's just a rough, quick example. Yeah, yield source going to be good, mate. Yield source, I think, depending on microlife and sourcing. Soil supports much wider variety of microlife. So I think it's possible. Yeah, soil has different homes for microbes to cultivate in. Their organic matter and stuff like that too. They biofilm, they can reproduce. That's a good point. GMF as well, I didn't add. Thank you. Your GMF says, I will always prefer soil for microbes and the benefits they bring, as well as the ability to store and release teamage. Jesus, what health summary is this bloke? He writes, he's a producer of some organic magazine, isn't he? That's well summarised. Well summarised, GMF. Yes. Equaliser 420. Interesting. Yes, it is. It's good stuff once you find out why the nutrients can cycle, how they cycle really, how we can immobilise them to be brought out at the right times, because the plant releases its acids that can, and it swaps protons as well. It's H plus ion, and that's a cation position that's been opened up. So other nutrients might be there in the rhizosphere that it can just swap with, and it attracts it onto it. So it's the nutrient cycling is fascinating, and getting it happening better, and the nutrients that you want more available, the 17 essential elements, you want them available to the plant without the other ones. It's good fun. I really dig it. Interesting. Information conservation topic. Thanks, mate. I think that's positive news. I thought the same, JP. Your sources also growing in soil. Plants fade better than in other media, because in the other media the minerals aren't there as much, so they fade slower. Where in media, where it's the water media, cocoa media, that the minerals aren't bound in there as much, that they're not as available, where you've got to keep giving it to it, they will fade quicker. All of a sudden, whoa, things are finished. And why does it fade slower? Because there's more nutrients that are available there, and it's can do its cycling like it would like. It can go through its processes instead of using, I'm not going to go into that much detail. That was a pretty detailed. But these are blooming excellent questions, mate. And for you listening, try and remember them for next week. And it's going to probably go into an hour and a half show. The dynamics, GMF says the dynamics of the cycle are what made things available both now and later. Aussie is spot on. Yeah. Plant science rules. That's why my studies at University of Plant Science, Soil Science, and Microbiology. Under those three topics, things relate to each other and make sense. Yeah. I found that from doing those subjects, I've already found out the answers from other subjects in that area of interest. It's cool as. Plant science rules. Yeah, and the soil science and stuff too, with the nutrient cycling. And then the microbes, because the microbes, they're the ones that do all our work. That's the best bit. And by getting new microbes, there's, like the nitrogen fixing bacteria, phosphate solubilizing bacteria, potassium releasing bacteria. Then you go into the cytophores, which is the ion chelating bacteria. And then some of the bacteria species also produce phytohormones. And that's where I'm getting my mad responses from my garden, where I'm getting, remember I got the world's biggest carrot. Well, it's up there with the world's biggest carrot. It's only one season. And remember that one I was going to pick last week? We went on that field excursion out there. It's re-sprouted. So from using the microbes, they put out different enzymes that help in cold weather as well. Psychotropic enzymes that are really beneficial, because I've had some cold weather. It's had snow and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we're going on a bit. The equalizer says, yeah. So next week will be good. So it'll be the same time next week, and I'll retitle the show that. And in today's, I'm going to put the links for those videos to find out the microwave assisted drying and the vacuum microwave assisted drying techniques. Those two are the best ones for this industry to go forward. Not this industry, but that industry that you're referring to. So yeah, same time next week. Woohoo! Hope to see you all then. Sounds good. Rock up a bit early. I'll try and come a bit earlier too. on this variety of the Dave. Yeah, Dave Chappelle's awesome. You funny fella. Oh, girl. I actually did go to that college too. There's one in Boulder, Colorado that you can go to. I'm a graduate from there. GMF says, I mean, how many millions of years did soil bacteria, fungi, isopods, and nematodes evolve together? Their ability to biological symphony is almost every environment on Earth. Microbes rule. Yes, they do. And even finding now too, even in space, they've got the extremophiles. It's rad. I could keep talking. I won't. That's how we're going to end. Cheers, says everyone. Nice. Very good. Thank you for your ears, and I can't wait till next week's show. I'll put it on a bit early. I'll try and remember to come here a bit early if I can. And here's the, what's that one? There. If anyone's listening, they need to say anything, they can. But I'm going to end it right now. So if you press that, I'll wait here for a little bit, but that's about all. Thanks for listening, everyone. Press the thumbs up if you thought it was cool. I thought it was pretty cool. I hope to see you all again here next week. And if you want to help me, you can help me not by money, just by getting other people here too. Just by getting their coolness, and we can get good debate and good fun. That's all. So thanks again, everyone. Happy breeding, happy growing, good health to you all. Bye-bye. See you next week.